Good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with a time some Doctor News from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on a deeply psychological, superimposingly emotional, almost physiological, existential level. Does my hat look too big? Okay, so some weirdness going on over the weekend. Also, we've got a rumor, and the problem is I don't normally accept these things. And I'm telling you right now, we're going to have a spoiler warning slapped on this one just in case. Now, somebody, like I said, has been going on about, oh, Dr. Freedom, your whole mission is to ruin the show for everybody. If my whole mission was to ruin the show for everybody, would I warn you about spoilers at the beginning of the video, put a spoiler warning on the video, and put a spoiler warning in the description of the video? See what I mean? Weird shit going on. Now, let's get to what I do have. Let's get on to what all right, so let's just get right to the hubbub, shall we? Now, hang on, let me bring this up. Somebody posted on Reddit, like I said, spoiler alert, just in case. The problem is, I'm telling you right now, I'm not even giving this a 50-50, but I'm going to read it to you anyway and let you be the judge. All right. Now, apparently somebody's claiming to have been near or involved with the filming that went on in South Africa. Okay, South African here with inside info on one episode of Series 11. Okay, let's go through this really quick. Okay, yeah, it's one of those, yada, yada, yada. Okay, and yes, this is a new account for obvious reasons. I am lucky enough to have a few contacts here in my country who got to work on the episode filmed in Macassar Beach Pavilion, which was previously a water park. Now, everybody remember that one photo we had a while back with the creature stand? I'll see if I can dig it up. If I can find it, I'll put it up here. The episode in question is set on a distant planet with an now abandoned park serving as the ruins of a once advanced city. Now, here's what my contacts say. Sorry for some of the weird ways of saying things. My native language is Afrikaans, which is South Africa. There are Santarans, and they are the human-sized ones, not the little guys like Strax. Now, remember back in the classic series, Santarans came pretty much human-sized or bigger. You know, or they would come a bit short, and then they go bigger, and then they go, you know, see, they kind of, then they had how many fingers, and they had only, you know, that many fingers, and you know what I mean. So, you know, Santarans are just, you know, everywhere, hot and cold running Santarans. But they are more like classic Santarans. Also, what locals were playing what looked like human refugees. Santarans in question shot dead some of the said humans who say they were infected. Now, the Santaran leader apologizes to the crowd of humans and this little girl, saying that he had done what was had to be done. Now, leader was reported by my contacts to have a highly ornamental club weapon. Santarans have a white war paint, and their skin is a range of color from pale, yellowish, and somewhat black. Now, the Santaran leader of the club could be heard telling the doctor what a joke the Santarans had become, maybe a reference to the small Santarans, and how they are the last bastion of the pure non-cloned Santarans. Now, the enemy is not human beings, he says. Now, don't grammar police me. I'm just reading what's on the screen, see? But another enemy unseen. Now, who are the Santarans and humans both afraid of? Possible series arc villain, very intrigued by this myself. Now, just to throw in my own rumor, if this is true, my own theory, if this is true, if, in capital letters, the size of Mars, if this is true, what if it's the Rootons? But like I said, let's keep moving. Crane stood in as a spaceship, as far as I'm aware. Contact says Santarans find redemption and give the doctor and the humans time to escape. All actors look at the Crane with green screen and horror. Now, Santaran leader point gun in his club at the doctor and tells her to get in her TARDIS and leave. As she refused to leave the Santarans behind to face her death, the doctor eventually agrees and says she will stop the threat. Contact said Jodie looked terrified at the Crane, meaning the enemy must be very scary even to the doctor. Now, the TARDIS gets moved by the crew, and the Santarans move towards the Crane bravely, all dying in the process. Crew did explosions for them. Now, once again, this is kind of a dubious source. So I'm just, please, when you look at these kind of things, as I think it was Jim Mars used to say, please put your skepticals on. Keep your skepticals on when you read stuff like this. It could be true. It could be this person's being genuine, but there's about 75 to 85% probability when you get something like this, it ain't. But still, I'm going to leave you to be the judge. Now, moving on. Speaking of almost complete total horseshit, the Star is more filming for Doctor Who going to take place in Sheffield this week. Now, the problem is they're basing this off a rumor. Now, this site does all right. Okay, they aren't one of the deliberate fake crews out there, but they're hearing that filming in Sheffield sometime this week near previous locations, which is the Park Hill Flats. But the problem is there have been rumors circulating on Twitter that sites near Park Hill Flats could be used again. Well, really? It's like, come on. Now, a sign which read Loc 2, blah, 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 has also been spotted on the Park Square roundabout pointing towards the flats. Now, when I last heard, I think that sign's been out there a couple days now. So it's like, sorry, hang on. The summer weather's back, and so are my allergies, damn it. Okay, so that's the whole meat of this article. Yippee skippy. They're basing it on a tweet. Okay. This is a lovely, cute interview with Karen Gillan. And I want you to listen to it and all that. It was just short of 20 minutes. And, of course, Karen's just adorable. So I'll leave this one for you to go watch. I enjoyed watching. I got about over halfway, but I had to stop because I had some other stuff to go do. So please listen to this. The interview, I hate to say it, is not all that great. That's just me. But oh well, go check it out. Okay. Also, I hate that ear itchies. It's earwigs. Okay. This is over on BBC Radio 4, How the Daleks were created. Sue McGregor remembers the original Dalek cast and production team described the development of the Daleks in 1963. Now, as y'all remember, Terry Nation created the concept of the Daleks, but every single screen Dalek from these guys forward were actually built off designed by Raymond Cusick. They don't look anything like Daleks that Terry Nation put on that napkin. His were far more blockier. The arms were telescopic and all over the place. And this was Raymond Cusick's work. By the way, Raymond Cusick got like 150 pounds and a pat on the back. Meanwhile, the Terry Nation estate has collected millions off the Daleks and their image rights. And I keep saying that because it's a big crock of shit. It is. That Raymond Cusick got nothing, and his family, his estate got nothing. Yet Terry Nation estate's making God knows how much off the Daleks. They need to retire him, to be honest with you. At least give him a few-year rest because I'm tired of him. But here's a nice clip. It's only about 3.5 minutes long. Go check it out. Yes, now that I've bored you to death with weird off-screen politics. Okay, the life of an extra on the smash hit BBC One series. I just found this to be interesting, because some folks get lucky enough that they're in the Cardiff area and all that, and they wander around and ask my friend Stephen Price. He accidentally became a set extra, but unfortunately his part was clipped because he walked on the set, almost walked right into Peter Capaldi, and he was wearing a War Doctor T-shirt. So if you ever bump into him online, ask him that story. Moving on. Okay, David Tennant is so good at playing a serial killer, it creeps out his crew. Now, the thing is, we've all seen Dave Tennant play a villain in one form or another. There was that one where he was like that really screwed up guy. Oh, God. There was Kilgrave, of course, and Jessica Jones. Bad Samaritan, he's playing this really, really twisted pretzel. And there was that other one about the smile. If you guys know what it is, please put it down in the box. I saw clips from it, but I've never actually seen the show. But he was just creepy as hell in that. Okay, so David Tennant creeping out his crew, and he's damn good at it. So everybody's got to have a hobby. All right, so Doctor Who Day Roundup. This is of course over on Anglophenia on BBC America's site, and this is like Dr. Wonka, and this is like a cool little intro thing, as if Gene Wilder had been the Doctor and all that in an imaginary production. Mary Poppins is a Time Lord. Query the Theory. And, of course, Missy Poppins, and that's the infamous gif of her just doing her little thing where, let's see if it'll work. No, it's not going to, you bastard. Okay. Torchwood Believe. I don't want to give away anything on it, but like I said, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of like, okay, in an off way, it's kind of like Torchwood versus the Scientologists. And that's all I'll tell you. even though they're not outright named. Okay, Doctor Magazine 525 out tomorrow. Here's the lovely cover. Oh, yes. And here's a little bit about it. Not too much. So, like I said, we'll probably get more info on it tomorrow. Okay, so, of course, a reminder. We're going to go over that in a minute anyway. And also Andrew Mark Thompson doing his bit of mockery. And he's always good. So lots of neat little stuff here on the Anglophenia Roundup page. And now, once again, reminder, Genesis of the Daleks, June 11th. Check out your local theaters. Phantom Events, once again, in association with BBC Worldwide, is bringing a director's cut. And I love how that's right, they've ditched director's cut. Look, it used to be right there. But they're saying it's a cinema-length director's cut, 90 minutes of, for... Matter of fact, it was a 90-minute version first seen by viewers in the UK on Saturday, the 27th of December, 1975, but has never been screened outside that country. So what's going on here is, Genesis of the Daleks, I guess it's a nice – sorry about that. Sorry, my throat dried out on me. See, allergies, man. And, of course, Time Shadow's ebooks, Anniversary Edition Time Shadow Second Nature, are now available for a limited time in ebook format with illustrations. Bam, bam, bam. It's an unofficial, unauthorized Doctor Who anthology series for charity by Pseudoscope Publishing with stories by BBC Books, Short Trips, and Seasons of War alumni, plus talented newcomers. All sales proceeds benefit CODE, which is Canada's leading international development agency, uniquely focused on advancing literacy and education. To date, the sales of this anthology series have raised over 2,700 Canadian dollars for charity. So for more information, bam, bam, there you go. So once again, we got rumors in the house. But like I said, the problem is this. I don't know that source. I don't really take information as solid unless I get it from a really reputable source. The problem is, like I said, a lot of the reputable sources this year have disappeared. And a lot of people are going, yay, that's so cool, no spoilers. Well, but the thing is, once again, I want to remind you, if I was out on a mission to destroy the internet and I had genuine spoilers, would I put a spoiler warning on the video, in a verbal warning on the video itself, in the description box, and whatnot? I'm sorry, but it's click at your own risk, let the buyer beware. And if you see spoiler on it and you click on it and there just happens to be a spoiler, please don't come to me crying, going, you raped my childhood and killed my Series 11. I don't want to hear it, frankly. So good night, folks. Take care. Ta-ta. See you on the flip side. Have a good one.